Hello, Libra. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your February 2025 Tarot and Oracle card reading. We are going to start here right away with a couple of Oracle cards. You've got, I love this, the card of abundance. And I know in these chilly months in some of our locations, we don't really see flowers like this, but it's telling you good things are on the way. You're coming into a time of prosperity. It could be richness in relationships. It could be relationships that need healing, need soothing. It could be new friendships, but it can also, of course, be money. Okay, and having abundance come in, new opportunities to bring in income, revenue, all the good things. So an abundance cycle begins, and we've got a couple more oracles, then we'll get a detailed Celtic cross style reading. All right, you've got resolution, okay? I like this. Whatever it is that you've been struggling with is about to be resolved. Remember that resolutions don't always happen in the way we hope or want, but being able to move forward and start fresh always brings relief. So we talked about that, didn't we? Even with the card of abundance, if there's healing, if there's resolution needed. And then you have ask for help. So if there's something going on here, you may get extra help or support. You're being asked to request help from another. You don't need to deal with this issue alone. There are many people who want to help you, but it's up to you to be brave and ask for their support. It's a sign of strength to reach out. Do that today. Now, I also got too, if even like joining some type of a group or even talking to people, if you're worried about where you live, if you have a house and you're saying, oh, my house is getting older, talking to other people who have houses in that same, age group, or if it's something with your kids or your job or your significant other, I'd be careful about talking about the significant other to people. That's just my personal opinion. But I do feel like there's something about this, having a community and support around you. All right, your current situation, the King of Swords. Oh boy, the immediate influence is the Ten of Swords. You have the Five of Wands in your subconscious, the Eight of Cups in the distant past, the Four of Cups in the more recent past. I'm liking this. It's taking a turn. The Queen of Cups is coming towards you. You're represented by the Queen of Swords. You're attracting the Hermit. You've got the Sun in your hopes and fears. The Seven of Pentacles, I feel like the wait is finally over. You have the Eight of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles coming forward. So I feel like if you had a job that ended or you had an ending that it was in what feels like a bit of a cold, I get this cold feeling, like something that ended abruptly that you didn't see coming. Or even if you had a falling out with someone and it was like they cut ties with you or vice versa, I do feel like you have healing and perhaps getting on better ground with them. Now, if it was the end of a job or something financial that really kind of stopped you in your tracks, I do feel like with this energy, you have new options coming in, new opportunities. And if it is a relationship, I keep getting pulled back into that. If you're the owner of a broken heart, I feel like you have new people showing up here. You also may have somebody who offers friendship and they are so wise. I feel like you have a sage coming in who soothes you, who's been through some things, who maybe has more life experience. They may be up in the years a bit more, like in their 80s. I keep seeing somebody who has like the hands of somebody in their 80s. I have the hands of someone in their 50s. I'm fine with that. But I do, and so I know I don't have young hands anymore. It's fine. But I get that kind of like very thin and freckled skin. And you know how it is, and it's so soft. I just feel like you have somebody who wants to sit and talk with you. And I feel like they uplift your energy beautifully. If it's a neighbor, if it's even somebody you meet at a coffee shop, and they just have a story for everything. I feel like there's going to be a shift in your energy. So with the Eight of Wands, get ready because you have changes coming, but this is smooth sailing. And I'll tell you what, with this energy, it's well planned. So it's going to be smooth sailing, and you're not going to find out later that there was something amiss. Okay, there's no boomerang coming on you. This is like it's moving forward. I feel like you're going to have choices, you're going to have options, and they're going to be good. This is like not settling at all. But what I love about it is it's change that feels organized. It feels sustainable. It feels like something you want, but it feels so good. So if you've been waiting on a change, we don't have to wait for the world to change. But I do feel like, especially with this and this too, that you're going to find with this, not only is the wait over, but I feel like it really does represent your heart's desire. You stand in the sunlight of the spirit. The sun shines again on you, Libra. So if things have been a bit muted, your life has been dimmed. It's like somebody put the dimmer switch down too low. I feel like things are going to take a turn for the better for you. I still feel like you have great people around you, though. People who are great listeners. They give you good advice. They do things out of selflessness, okay? These are people that care about you. And even if it's somebody you just meet, like if you take a new job in a new city, you meet somebody like my daughter had, Carol in HR. That's what it reminds me of, this woman named Carol. She spent a summer in a big city that has a lot of crime, and Carol in HR the first day gave her mace and said, you carry this everywhere with you and you don't be afraid to use it. And I thought, Carol is like the godmother I needed for my young daughter. So, and I said, could I reimburse her for the mace? I'd love to do that. But it's that kind of person that shows up and says, look, I'm 70, you're 20 something. I see something in you and I want to make sure you're safe. So I feel like you have somebody who looks out for you, and they just do it because they love people. They're just that kind of person. So that's what I get. So you may find that you encounter somebody and you walk away and you feel so light and uplifted. And it's like that feeling of just being a good human, being with good people. And I feel like you deserve it because something here knocked you down. That 10 of Swords is like screeching tires with this, because the King of Swords, now you have the Queen as well, but that King of Swords can really be unwielding in terms of power and like very black and white, and there's no gray. And like this is, you got, fired before Christmas and you've got little kids. And it's like kind of heartless feeling is how I get it. So I feel like if something happened to you and you're like, how could anybody sleep at night? Honestly, the King of Swords can, and I don't mind the card, but it's the kind of energy where they are very no nonsense, very business. It's not emotions. It's not personal. It's like, this is just how it needs to be. So with that, I feel like there was some kind of an ending. Now, if it's a significant other of yours, if it was them that lost their job, or even your ex and you co-parent and there's, a child support agreement or something, and they can't, carry their end of things, I feel like it's all created from this. But I do feel like things are going to get a lot better. So especially if it's money related. Now, if it was something too, like a, ending of a relationship, I still feel like it was done in kind of a callous way. I just don't like it. I guess I'm just more of a people person. I don't like this creating this. It just seems cold, and it seems, like one of those things where it could have been done in a different way. But I do feel like with this 5 of Wands energy, you have competition around you. Ultimately, you have a great resolution, but you're attracting this, so be aware of it. Now, you may also, too, in terms of love, if you've had a bit of a dry spell, I feel like you're going to have people coming in that they're just not what you're looking for, and it's coming out of this. So you got to be a little more intentional of what kind of a person you're trying to attract. Now, if you have a significant other and they're going through chaos, I still feel like it's in this. It's like there's some subconscious belief that they are attracting chaos. And so it keeps showing up because the subconscious dictates. And we go, how is that even possible? How would it attract around me when it's not necessarily directly to me? It's what you believe that you're going to attract in your life. So I feel like if we could get a touch of 8 of Wands, because when you see symbols in the tarot that are so perfectly aligned, that's wonderful. When they're jumbled and tangled, it's not good because it indicates chaos. So if we can get a little more of this and a little less of this, I feel like you'd be a little less stressed. Now, with the 8 of Cups in the distant past, I do feel like you had a deep desire. And sometimes when we manifest endings, it's because it's not, what we have currently is not meeting up to our heart's desires. And I've done it myself, where I've manifested a relationship ending I didn't see coming. because I really was not in love with that person. I did not really want to be with them. But you know what? Your heart will whisper the truth. And sometimes you just kind of keep trudging. You keep moving forward and you keep knowing that there's more for you. There's a vision for you. And when the pain pushes, the vision pulls. And so it's a time to get very clear, because with this Four of Cups, you again may be finding that you're getting offers you're not completely fond of. If it's a relationship, it may be that way. But even with a job too, I feel like if you've had to kind of patchwork jobs together, if you had a bit of a period of unemployment, or it's your significant other and they're a bit down in the dumps, with this Four of Cups energy, it's like we got to shake this off. Now, the good news is this is in the past. And so I feel like recently I had a reading for you guys where I said, let's put Humpty Dumpty back together again. What you're coming into is a Queen of Cups energy. It's so much better for you. This is where you feel like you love your life again. This is where you feel whole. Your cup, look at this ornate cup compared to these chalices. They're so simple, but you have something better coming in. So I do feel like you have an improved offer. If it's a job, I still feel like you have somebody around you who just uplifts your energy. They give great talks. They're easy to talk to. They're easy to confide in. And when you get up, you might say, thank you for the therapy session, even if they're not a therapist, where you just feel better. They help you feel light. And you know what this is? It's a green flag person. It's somebody, when you're around them and you walk away, you feel better from being around them. Now, if it's a love interest, I do feel like it's building. I feel like somebody here has a connection that feels like a friendship, pardon me, to start, that's really going to gain momentum. So you do have love here. If you've been waiting, I feel like in the spring, this is a card of spring. So even into March, you have a relationship blooming. And if it is somebody that you talk with and it's kind of casual and nice, I do feel like it's going to become more. You're represented here by the Queen of Swords, you and your own energy. So you're going to become very decisive and very no nonsense on some things. If you need boundaries, it won't be hard to set them. If you have something you need to do in terms of a contract, it's crystal clear, it's very easy to follow, and there's no confusion whatsoever. You're a great communicator in this energy, so you get your point across, you get the job done, and it feels like with this, you move forward. So if something burned you in the past, you've learned what you've needed to, and you're just not going to keep touching that hot stove. So with the Hermit energy, this is who or what you're attracting. You've made it through on the other side. I told you, you've got somebody quite wizened coming through. And I keep getting them. I keep getting them again and again. But I'd also say where situations are concerned, it's not only deep spirituality, but it really is letting go of the things that hold you back, that you've outgrown. He guides you forward with that lantern in the night, but also too with that wand. The wands in the tarot are magic. They're expansion. And so I feel like you've gotten something that is going to grow you. And if it was a job loss, you'll have a better job here. If it was something in terms of a relationship, you'll have a relationship that really shows you what real love is. So the sun comes in to say, let's find joy again. Let's find love again. Let's have success. Let's liberate you from anything that feels heavy. This is light and easy and fun, and it brings big gains when it's in a reading. So if you're asking, when is it going to be my turn? How about now? Your harvest season begins today. This is a card, again, of 7 is triumph, victory, success, but it does show that there's been a period of waiting. So if you've been contemplating and wondering what's next, I feel like your answers are here. You have offers coming in. You have energy coming in of communication that moves quickly. And so with this, things are going to move forward. You also have commitment here too. So if it's a job, I feel like it's going to be for a long-term situation that brings in a lot of financial stability. Good things are coming for you, Libra. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.